Please review and confirm.
Good morning, Sam. Did you have a... We're already making progress in addressing the corpse. Once again, I've got to thank you. If you accept... We have some materials on hand here that... Now, we don't have all the same schematics in Mexico, but as you link up more facilities to increase chiral net, we should be able to share all kinds of new data with you. I heard that you're planning to extend chiral network up, so go ahead and pick up the order. I'll explain the finer details of the mission while you look at the map provided. Your next destination is... The people there don't have enough medical equipment. If you bring them this timefall is coming down. Cargo containers. If you carry... Keep an eye out for... We left behind some spare equipment in its shared... If you see it, take a look inside. And there should be materials in there too. Enough to... Also, if you have any extra equipment, you can use the box to donate it to other people. With a moment's generosity, you can... Finally, each postbox has a private locker which can be used to store equipment for later use, and a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items. So, take your time to finalize your route. This order calls for some... But don't... Every piece of equipment. So think carefully about your loadout. Run out of stamina halfway through a delivery, and you're in for a world of hurt.
Make all necessary preparations for your delivery.
Order accepted. Thank you.
You're Sam, right? Did the time forgive? Allow me to assess the condition. It is almost breathtaking how perfect this looks. Wow. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. Time to connect the cube. Once we're part of the chiral network, I can get myself checked out. We've all been looking forward to this. So go ahead and...
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Chiral communications have been... Now I can finally use one of these medical units to... I just pray they're strong and healthy. The elderly residents here will also be happy to... Oh, seems like you should be capable of... Probably thanks to the chiral network expansion. Of course, every additional structure will eat into that bandwidth. There's one other problem. It's not a critical issue, so I put... If you're interested, you can... I'm not sure, but for some reason, the fetus... If something's wrong with my body, and not knowing is... But with one of our new medical... I want to believe I can still bring it. A new order is just... Looks like the resident... You can review the specifics of the order. So once you're good to go, I'll share additional... Okay, Sam. The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have... The base is low... You might... With it, you can get a better handle on the situation. But that's not all, of course. This way, you can help out. Think about what I told you. Best of luck. You'll stop by again, won't you, Sam?
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Warning. Analysis confirms that these hostile life forms are chiral creatures.
it's done. God damn. Fuck me. Okay then. Hell yeah. Trouble nearby. Keep it up, Sam.
Now entering chiral network coverage. All designated cargo successfully recovered. Proceed to delivery destination for processing. Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Everything we know is from the radio. Everything we dream is never what they seem. Feeling rather strange, waiting for a change, fearing what's to come.
Buen dia, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests. Chiral decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Hola. I assume you're here to drop off that stolen car? With those chiral density gauges in our possession, we'll be able to determine where BT... So, let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. Keep going. You sure know how to take care of your cargo. I just have to say that you're an absolute... Looks like our chiral density gauges are just about... So, let's see what that Cupid of yours can do.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
It's high time we got on the chiral network. Our BT research should go a hell of... We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate... I think you'll find both very useful. The chiral density gauges, you brought it. We can resume all distribution center operations and get... A lot of lives are gonna be saved, thanks. Oh, it's one of... Up until now, our primary weapons against these entities. And so, production is wholly reliant upon regular donations from securing a stable supply. So you know all about that, given your But this weapon utilizes synthetic blood with all the same derived from samples taken from doom sufferers. It can be produced at... And despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be more potent. So you can think of our new weapon as a more... In any case, we won't need... If you want to test it out, we have some training facility. Feel free to access the delivery terminal. By the way, you have to pass through some We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so you might not want to leave. Let's not forget that you just tackled one of our toughest orders on record. Tell you what, we'll get started on prepping the car.
Fine. You guys?
The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.
Departing facility.
However, we have no BB. I know you've got dooms, but without a pod, you're gonna struggle.
Don't worry. If I can get close enough, I should be able to... Seems like my dooms level or whatever went up. It's... Steer me in the right direction.
Oh, yeah? By the way, we've finished a preliminary assessment of the beat, and we've prepared some weapons that should be effective. You're a pro. I know you can... We've issued... They use an active agent based on compounds derived from the blood and bodily... You can practice using them in VR training. If you'd like to try them out, just access the delivery. Your other weapons won't do any damage to BTs. Shoot them all you like. They won't die. Make sure you're well prepared. According to... If you make contact with a gazer, then another type of BT, a hunter will emerge from the tar. If they succeed in this, you'll come face to... Now, you don't want to ever let a catcher consume you. When the dust settles, there'll only be a giant... So make sure to escape the catcher before that happens. Or use the weapons at your... All right, go ahead. I'll brief you on the detail. All right, Sam. The new BT... If we don't do anything about... So to prevent that, there's no shortage of collapsed buildings and hiding spots. Since you'll also have cargo for the research lab with you, take care not to let it get... An aid request for a timefall shelter was registered. If you build one near that spot, you can use it to escape any BTs that may... And if you stash your backpack in a timefall shelter, you can rest easy knowing your cargo's safe from the rain and devote your full attention to deep... So if you got room to carry a little... You're the only one we can count on. Don't let us...
Please select an...
Order accepted. Thank you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised.
Long time no see, Sam. Though, having said that, I realize you Anyway, why don't you let me take a look? It really doesn't get much better than this. What else is there to say but thanks? Oh, picked up some lost cargo, I see. Should be a nice surprise. We never doubted you'd show. We're ready for you to link us up with your... Once you do, you'll have fulfilled your objective.
The name's Alex. I used to work at the... I was a Bridges employee, reporting directly. So, when I was offered the opportunity to collect... And now, you're here too. Shortly before your arrival, chiral density levels started to climb. This kind of spike is indicative of an imminent... I've shared with you some MP... Because if a giant BT is on the way... Well, this ammunition will turn your average assault rifle. You can also fabricate blood grenades if you want to keep a few. Before you head back out, review your options and requisition any weapons you think you might need. We've set aside a ton of... It's hard to know when this giant BT is... So for now, you should rest up in your... That's both mine and Dead Man's. We'll keep you posted, Sam.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and placates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt. And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites. So they tried launching a variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink. But then the researchers found some rather rare birds on their doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a plate gate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself. What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers duly installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area. Now, to their surprise, they caught footage of some unusual marsupials. Yes, a kind you wouldn't expect to normally encounter in Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the southern hemisphere. Not long after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived. Ours was not the last bastion of humanity, but Australia had suffered the death stranding too. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
Gate quake detected. Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside. We're prepping weapons for you now. Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need. We're counting on you.
Manifestation imminent. Access the delivery terminal